The night was eerily still, though my heart pounded like a war drum. The air carried a suffocating heaviness, as if creation itself held its breath. The strangers, no, angels, stood before me with eyes burning like coals, their voices echoing with divine urgency. Take your family and flee. Do not look back, or you will be swept away in the punishment of the city. I turned to my wife and daughters, their faces pale in the faint glow of the city's revelry. Sodom's laughter mocked the warning. The wicked were blind to their doom. But I knew. The angelic visitors had pulled me inside earlier, when the men of the city clamored at my door, their depravity unashamed. The memory made my skin crawl. "Run," I said, grabbing my wife's trembling hand. My daughters followed, fear gripping us all. Behind us, Sodom gleamed in the distance, its streets alive with sin. I had lived there too long, tolerated too much. Now its judgment was at hand. The angels pressed us on. "Flee to the mountains, do not delay." My mind spun. The mountains seemed so far. "Please," I begged, "can we escape to that small town instead? It's closer, and we'll survive there." They granted my plea. Then the heavens opened. Fire and sulfur rained down with a deafening roar. The ground beneath me shuddered. Sodom and Gomorrah burned, the cities consumed in moments. The sky turned crimson, the screams swallowed by the wrath of God. I dared not look back, but my wife, oh, my heart breaks even now. She stopped. Whether it was longing for the life we left or disbelief at the destruction, I do not know. She turned her gaze, and in an instant, she was no more. A pillar of salt stood where she had been, frozen in a moment of disobedience. We reached safety, but my soul was in torment. I had lost everything: my home, my wife, the life I once knew. Yet I knew this. God's mercy had spared me. The destruction of Sodom was not arbitrary. It was the inevitable consequence of unrepentant sin. Today we live in a world not unlike Sodom. People mock God, pursuing their desires without thought of His holiness. But judgment will come again, not with fire from the sky, but with the return of the Son of Man. Like Sodom, this world will not stand forever. The lesson is clear: flee from sin. Do not linger or look back, longing for what destroys. Run toward the mercy of God, for His grace is the only refuge.